Today we are here to bring attention for the citizens of this state about work zone safety. So behind me you will see cones, and each cone represents a life that was lost in 2013, which was 579 lives lost throughout the nation in 2013. 8 of them represent the lives lost right here in Louisiana. These all occurred in work zones. This is preventable. It's preventable by people taking notice when they're going through work zones, not to drive distracted, wear their seatbelts, slow down, and pay attention to the workers on our roads.
What goes through your mind as you take a look at all these cones on the lawn here?
What goes through my mind is that these are preventable. These are preventable deaths. And it's very daunting to see these numbers. It brings it forth to be more real. But think about it, it's not just a cone, it's a life lost. It's a family that's been impacted by the life of their loved one being lost on the road in a construction zone.
What role does distracted driving on the cell phone, texting while driving, play, particularly in work zones?
Well, what happens is, in work zones, you need to expect the unexpected, which is our theme this year, because in work zones you may have a switch of a lane, or perhaps a lane has been closed off and a 2-lane road is now down to 1 lane. And so it's a different driving condition than what people are used to. So you need to navigate through that construction zone, and the way that you do that is to slow down, pay attention, read the signage, pay attention to the signage, and respect the workers that are working to improve the roadways and bridges.
Penalties when you drive through a work zone increase, and that's because you have guys on the shoulder working, you have construction equipment out there, the things that we really want to drop and reach that operation zero deaths, destination zero deaths rather, and that's why the fines increase. It's usually doubled specifically.
How serious a problem is cell phone usage and texting while driving, particularly in work zones?
It's an issue that it can't continue to be tolerated. This is something that happens daily. You can't drive down interstates 10, 12, 59 without seeing somebody texting while driving, and this needs to stop.
Do you have any personal experience with work zone safety issues?
Yes, sir. I worked in work zones prior to entering this position, and you see everything from people not paying attention, swerving in the roadway, texting and driving and crashing in the back of one of these attenuator trucks. This happens all the time.
What's your message to drivers, not only this week, but 52 weeks of the year?
Pay attention. That's what I got to say. Pay attention. Don't text and drive. Don't drink and drive. These are the cornerstones of trying to reach that operation destination zero deaths.
The most important thing for the public to be aware of is just be focused on safety as you drive into a work zone, as you navigate through that. Pay attention, be alert for those workers, slow down, and stay completely focused on the task of driving.
Have you had any personal experience with work zone safety?
I have. I've come close to being run over in the rear several times. As you approach a work zone, often the traffic's moving very slowly. And if you're not focused on what you're doing, it's easy to run up behind somebody. So you want to give yourself plenty of time to slow down and plenty of space where you can safely slow or stop.
This is 1 week out of the year where we really put an emphasis on this, but this is something that needs to occur every day of the year. So I want people to leave with, again, expect the unexpected, respect the construction workers, maintenance workers that are on the road, treat them as you would like to be treated yourself if it were you out on the road.
This is an incredibly important issue, and we want the public to be aware that each one of these cones back here represents a death. And so just be safe, pay attention, put all those distractions out of your mind, stay focused on the task of driving when you're approaching a work zone.
We have a website, it's www.destinationzerodeaths.com.